Alright, yo, I'm back. I think it's because of the light. That's some early shit right there. I think if you ain't got a lot of light or something, you try to see something, if you ain't got a lot of light or something, I think like YouTube picks that up or some shit. That's weird. I didn't know that. Usually I have more people in here than that. Give me a second now. I just want to see something. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me, y'all can see me, or anything like that. I think it's on YouTube, but yeah, honestly, I don't know. I think something over YouTube, but actually like the light matters or something like that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. If not, I'll do this over later. So I wanted to talk about Justin Bieber real quick. So you remember, guys, last week, I think it was last week, the week before last, I talked about Justin Bieber real quick, and all these allegations about Justin Bieber was all of a sudden taken advantage of, and I don't believe it. Well, if anything, I think Justin Bieber's manager, or ex-manager, you might want to point their finger at them first for what people say. So I don't know. Anyway, Justin Bieber made an announcement today in the form of a text. And he says, yo, basically, with this paraphrasing here, he's never been touched by anybody, including Diddy. This is what Justin Bieber said out of his own mouth. And a lot of people will sit back and they'll say, oh, he made, they got a conspiracy theory for everything. So they'll say, oh, he made that because, I don't know. What do people think? But yeah, Justin Bieber made an announcement today, and Justin said, yo, I never got touched by anybody. Now, there was this show, it was called 48 Hours with Diddy. If any of y'all remember, this is a clip they keep showing. It's an MTV produced product. So, many people don't keep in gestation. When you're saying, well, first of all, it was a syndicated program. So that means there was more people than 48 hours. It was 48 hours with Diddy, 48 hours with this star, 48 hours with that star. They always leave that out of the conversation. This was a series of programming. And so this show, 48 Hours with Diddy, this particular one was with Diddy. This wasn't one sole show, and it was just Diddy. And I wish people would stop promoting it like it was just one show with Diddy. No, this was multiple different people, and they would say 48 hours with such and such, 48 hours with this person, 48 hours with that person. You just go look it up, you'll find this information very easily yourself. So the 48 Hours with Diddy, or whatever the case, the 48 Hours with Diddy show, or whatever that this one particular one was, they said, oh, all this bad stuff happened to Justin Bieber when he was over there filming that show, and it looks funny. Well, it don't look funny with nobody else on there. It don't look funny with nobody else on there. This was a totally different time period. I think Justin Bieber was like, what, 12 years old, 13 years old in those videos? Why do y'all want to pin, or the people that support that, why y'all want to pin this little boy getting molested at the time? That's just weird to me. Y'all ain't peeped that? I guess a lot of people just want to pin it. And I don't know, son. I just ain't with that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I ain't with putting no child molestation charges on nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the bottom of the barrel. So, today we got Justin Bieber making an announcement. And Justin said, I was never touched by anyone. Ongoing circulating rumors. He started it out with, I'm paraphrasing here a little bit. I don't have it right in front of me, but this is what he said at his own lips. And so I tend to believe if Justin Bieber's making this proclamation, he's making this proclamation that he made today on his account, because the pure simple fact he's aware of the rumors that are out there, and that's exactly what they are, rumors. And this is why I tell you these rumors are vicious, because now they're being able to affect federal cases and stuff like that, such as the one Diddy's in right now, which is a travesty of a thing, but it has to applicably be investigated for it to make sense. So now you have Justin Bieber out here saying publicly, and I know it's going to be so many conspiracy theories. Diddy made him do it. The team made him do it. It was the Baphomet. These things don't exist. I don't know where you guys get these imaginations. They don't exist. But, be as it may be, I want to continue to think like that. I think what happens is when you get people that get out there and they want to make affirmations, what's going on, Fred, U.S. Marines? When you want to get people to have amalgamations of people being child molesters and things like that over and over and over and over and over again, it kind of gets sickening because you're hearing a certain chatter of people say it. Like I heard one dude tonight earlier. I saw him earlier. He think he hardcore. Like he was trying to still say Justin Bieber's been touched and we must protect him. Oh, what is this, like protect light-skinned people month or some shit? This is National Protect Light-Skinned People Month. Protect Cassie, she light-skinned. Protect Justin Bieber, he light-skinned. Justin Bieber a nigga. Justin Bieber the homie. The adoration for protecting light-skinned folks is high in number nowadays. I literally have had a woman try to set me up. I've had women attack me and everything else or whatever. I got this clip that I've been working on for a few minutes here. I'm gonna throw it up in a little bit of a woman actually, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to call it, but she was just like, yo, all men are trash and violent. And she just sat and rested on that. It's like she ain't even, you know what I'm saying? She didn't even take 2 minutes to do it or whatever. So with this Justin Bieber thing, it started out with women circulating the rumor. That's what I want to put in contention here. And now you have Justin Bieber himself sitting up here today, just today. So, but I was never touched. I was never, any of these speculations that you have about me, this are not true. And this is out of his own mouth. So what am I to do? Am I to ignore him now and say, oh, well, no, I'm going to listen to what the man said. You know what I mean? But it's a fort of people that are going to still come forward. Now, what y'all be ready for? It's a fort of people that are still going to come forward. And they're going to say, no, he really was attacked and the Baphomet hit it. And, and all these other crazy conspiracy theories. We've turned into a nation of conspiracy theorists. You understand? We said, what's going on, B? We turned on to a nation of conspiracy theorists. I don't know if it's happened in the last 5 years or 7 years or whatever, but our speculation and presumptuousness within these paradigms of like being conspiracy theorists have thwarted a lot of people's real emotions. You understand what I'm saying? He may be. We're going to let the cards fall what they may, man, but I'm hoping that he is. I don't want Puff to be guilty of this shit. I really don't. You think I want that to be true? I want it to be what I think it is. What I think it is a jilted lover. You understand what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. And I'll bring up what somebody else brought up, but I brought up to y'all before. I think Young Miami is at the center of it. Young Miami was out here taunting chicks. I thought at first she was taunting and making fun of Cassie at first, but really she was making fun of the chick named Gina. So I had to learn about that. And I was like, oh, wow, this is gold. She said, yo, I'll make you eat the box and all that shit. Yo, Little Miami's talking just like a Miami chick. I'll make you eat this box and Diddy will make you do it. It's down the under the third, whatever. So, in other words, Young Miami was like the replacement chick. But none of these bras is getting a ring or a boyfriend. None of these chicks getting a ring or a boyfriend. Y'all missing the point. None of these two chicks that were the highlight chicks, Young Miami, Cassie, either or, neither one of them was getting a baby. Neither one of them was getting a ring. You understand what I'm saying? There was other chicks that got babies and rings. You heard Cassie say herself, her only competition was Kim Porter, which draws back the line of what many of y'all were pushing the narrative, and I was saying before. It wasn't no replacing Kim Porter, homie. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this wasn't for him. For Diddy, it wasn't no replacing Kim Porter. This man got a freaking statue, and y'all don't even know about this. This man got a freaking statue of this chick at the house that he had in California when you pulled up in the lawn there, don't you know? He had a statue of her commemorating her. So, yeah, when I hear all these people, especially the ones that have shown up in New York lately, they don't know nothing about our lifestyle past. You can't be from Cali, you can't be from this state or that state or whatever the case may be. which I still think is like real. And at California, I want to tell y'all something, right off the muscle, your word of mother, no cap or nothing. I'm not even trying to hold you, my nigga. Like, listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all got some of y'all representatives over here. I'm talking to the sergeants. You understand what I'm saying? Please tap in with me. Understand what I'm saying? Y'all got some of y'all motherfucking representatives out here that ain't representing right. You understand? And they coming into the town, they acting kind of like like everything. You understand what I'm saying? Please tap in with some of your motherfucking soldiers and let them know this ain't no motherfucking game we playing here. You're gonna be the same motherfucking respectful that you demand out of us when motherfuckers come to California. You know, Pop Smoke got killed down in California. You understand what I'm saying here? So I don't appreciate it when people come to the New York City tri-state and they're supposed to be doing a noble job or whatever, and they're basically here talking shit about people that are locals for us. You understand what I mean? Be on your best behavior when you here in the New York City tri-state, because if I was out in California, I'd be on my best motherfucking behavior, Joe. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck who you finna go tell, or who you have to bring with you for backup, all that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I am not by myself. Please believe that. So I'm just telling you, like, be on your motherfucking P's and Q's and stop all this bullshit acting and gibbering, japping, and tap dancing y'all niggas is doing. And more importantly, if you ain't from New York, stay out of a New York motherfucking niggas business. Alright? Don't go getting friendly with me. I'm not trying to be fucking friendly with you on or offline. Because I know Cali niggas, and Cali niggas don't do the fuck shit I've been seeing some of these niggas do. Niggas think niggas ain't watching. I'm like, niggas is watching, son. For real. I try to tell you. You think, nigga, I don't know why niggas think when I'm telling something it's a joke. I'm not joking. Like, you joking. I'm not joking. I'm telling you the truth. Myron posted you on his channel, that courtroom. Oh, he did? Oh, shit. That's what's up. Tell him I said thank you, man. Yo, Myron Gaines, man. I'm home right now, bro. We right here in Connecticut, man. Yeah, man, that was an honor. Let me tell y'all something about Myron is tall as shit, too. I didn't know that motherfucker was that tall. Like, listen, very few times do I walk up on somebody. I'm tall as shit. I'm like 6'3". Very rarely do I walk up on people and I gotta look up. You know what I'm saying? That's good shit. I'm gonna go check it out. Very rarely do I have to go to somebody and look up. I had to look up to Myron. That's a tall guy, man. I was like, God damn. I said, that's why I knew he couldn't hit nobody. And that's why I said what I said. I said, how the fuck, this big? I'm big. So you don't understand. We're big and we got both long arms. It appears to people that, like, oh, okay, he's scrawny. You know what I mean? They're scrawny or whatever. No, when we hit you, it hurts more. I've heard several people say that to me before. It hurts more when, like, these smaller, like, I have big hands but smaller arms hit you. I don't know what it is. But that's what I heard people say. The comments were saying the same thing. She's a fool. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Let me tell y'all what the brother Javon is right here telling me in the comments right here. Myron Gaines for the Fresh and Fit podcast, he reposted me or whatever because of some shit that happened yesterday down at the courtroom, down at the Diddy case. And it was crazy. There was this chick down there, and I heard her from across the street, so I just want to tell y'all real quick, then I'll get back into the diatribe. There was this chick from across the street, and she was just yelling and screaming, the motherfucker this acting a fool, right? And it's not a good area to be in shit like that because you're in front of a federal courthouse. On top of that, Myron is an ex-fed himself. So he you know, I think he worked for Homeland Security if I'm correct. And so I'm going over there to introduce myself to him because I had tried to reach out to him before. This is show love in the chat room. Hey, I'm here in Connecticut, you know, whatever. It's kind of like what we do is towny shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're from Hartford, NL, wherever the hell you're from. This is what we do out here. And so I hear this girl yelling and screaming. I have no idea she's yelling and screaming at Myron from Fresh and Fit. So I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on? Da, da, da. So I just my phone went dead, so I started recording with my tablet. And so I went live, and I started focusing, and when I'm on the live, you're going to see me. I pinch in, I said, yo, who the hell is this woman over there yelling and screaming? And then I walked down just to get a closer look, and I noticed Myron is right there. And I said, oh, hold up. She yelling at Myron? So when I hear her say, and this is what she said, yeah, he beats black women on his podcast. The first thing I'm thinking in my head is, sweetheart, you in front of a federal court building where there's a man up in there who's being accused, a black man at that, being accused of beating on a woman or whatever, to whatever standard of capacity you may look at it or whatever. And this is what you say? There's at least no less than 100 cameras out there. So everybody's picking it up. There's then the specific people that are homing in on the interaction itself, and they're already filming. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like it's a clusterfuck. Not to mention the major media outlets that pick up what's being said, especially like seeing it. Like, if y'all remember, I told you I had to tell one of my buddies, I said, yo, you were talking the other day doing a live feed. Those dudes, they do a live feed. It's a continuous feed. It's a digital feed. So it doesn't need any tape. It doesn't need any memory, none of that. It's a digital feed. So their camera is consistently running. So since the cameras are consistently running, they're picking up all the things from the mic. So people are hearing this woman say this because she's so loud. Now, it was obvious after a minute of my interaction with her, she had some type of mental problems or whatever, but it was a problem was she started acting like she was getting violent when she started interacting with me. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean. When I walked up, she told me, don't talk to him. And she had no idea if I knew him or not. Don't talk to him. He beats black women on his podcast. This is what she came out her mouth and said. And I said, that's not true. He doesn't do that. So then she started getting loud. I said, bitch, fuck you. Y'all know how I am. I said, bitch, because she didn't guarantee he was on. Yes, I'm a Connecticut guy, but at the same time, I'm a New Yorker too. You understand what I'm saying? Now, a lot of y'all gonna understand that unless you live in Connecticut or you live in New Jersey. Yes, I'm a Connecticut dude, but I'm a New Yorker too. You understand what I'm saying? I will cuss you the fuck out when need be. Now, I wouldn't extend it no farther than me cussing her out, but it was at one point, this woman, and which some people are claiming is Queen's Flip's mom from the podcast, or, you know, rest assured Queen's Flip, there was no danger. But I think it was one person in the crowd, and then the woman, she got privy to it. That's what I think happened. And when I ran it back, it looked like that's what happened to me, happened with it too. So based on the fact that she heard that, she decided to intervene. I think she had good intentions. I just, you know what I mean? I thought she was with her or something. So, because this happens sometimes, you know, don't you bother Kiki, that's my vet, you know, like that type shit. So, I pieced it up with her. But the other one, that band, she was still trying to rush at me. She was still, the older woman was holding her back. This is one of the elders. And she was still trying to rush at me. And I was trying to tell mom, I was like, look, mom, I ain't gonna do nothing to her. And I turned to the crowd, I said, y'all don't think I'm about to snuff her? It's 3 police sitting across the street. There's at least 7 police in front of me with a dog. Now, I don't think, in the federal courthouse right here. And where they gonna take me ain't nothing but steps away from where I'm standing at right now. Nah, I'm good. I don't need to be in the tombs. Not for this shit. I go in the tombs just for taking it. Yeah. What y'all saying in here? I mean, I said this a week and a half ago. J.E. said Cassie cheated on Ryan Leslie for Diddy and cheated on Diddy for Kid Cudi and cheated on him for a traitor husband. 304, bro. Oh, already. Listen, I said this a week ago before the trial started. I explained it to many people that are frequent here. They know what I'm talking about. They had people come into my chat room. It was like, no, don't listen to him. He don't know what he's talking about. How do you know? I said, listen, man, I was there. I was that bad boy from 2000 going into 2001 all the way to 2016. All right, I was there before Cassie was there. This is a fact. I was there before Cassie was even a thought. The person that broke Cassie's record was Rich Dollars. Shout out to Rich Dollars. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and when I say this respectfully. As somebody that promoted Cassie's project, like I promoted it. Ain't nay one of these motherfuckers that's showing up at the trial can say the same. All right, I promoted her album and the second project that came on after that and her singles. So we did that as a state to state. You know what I mean? This is the truth. So long story short, it was a hard project to work. The sound of her song was there for the singles, but not for as much as the album. It wasn't just a complete album. It wasn't a strong album. That's why I was confused before when I said she had a 10 album deal. Shit, Black Rob ain't even have a 10 album deal. And that nigga say bad boy. See, I've been through this before with this whole pump thing. That's what y'all understand. We was with him at court when he was down at the Jacob Javits Center. I've been through this before. You understand what I'm saying? With him. We was down there when his mom was down there, when Sean was down there. We were there. This whole thing with Sean happened probably 2 years, a year after I had gotten there. Literally. You know, the Club New York shooting and all that stuff. We was at court with Puff. And at that time, they thought it was over for Puff. He's done, whatever, whatever. So I said, I got to let's see how things go. You know what I'm saying? Because we were all scared. We was like, damn, I finally got, you had to think how we was thinking of it as people that were just coming in the door at the record company. We were like, at that particular company, Bad Boy, we was like, yo, we just got in the door a year, 2 ago now. Shit, oh shit over? You see what I'm saying? So I was there for the ride. Back to this chick though. This chick, she was violent. And there's a temperament of women that are down there at that courthouse that are showing up because of the presence of one particular woman, I believe. And these women are showing up. I won't say it's totally her, but some of her presence. These women are showing up. Guys, make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button. I appreciate it if you would. These women that are showing up and they're showing that they're mad or they're angry or whatever goes into a long perspective, a whole bunch of other different things that are going on that could proceed to happen down there. Where you get these women that are misandrous, they're hard driven, they're hard women, they're mad. This woman was unattractive. That was part of her motivation. See, if you ever want to know what turns up a club or what makes a scene terrible real quick, just bring in a couple unattractive women. You'll have the whole climate change. See, unattractive women, I know a lot of people don't like this, and unattractive men too, they'll change the climate too, so if that's fair. But unattractive women, I'm a guy, unattractive women, they have a tendency to always want to lash out at people. Unattractive women, they don't like beautiful women. Unattractive women, they don't like people in general because sometimes the whole world is against them and don't think they're attractive. Or sometimes you'll get women with low self-esteem. Like if you saw this woman on camera, you saw her ashy legs, you saw she was wearing mismatched socks, she was wearing pinks. And I swear to God, I seen that woman at the Luigi Mangione protest too. I think that's kind of a thing she does. I remember this dude, June Balloon, with a dude on my block and Cafe telling my Bad Boys record store. Yeah, man, Balloon, man. I already know June Balloon, that's the homie right there. Balloon on me. Balloon, we came up under Balloon and Shan. You dig? Yo. They used to call us street meats. I ain't even gonna hold you. They're like, what does street meat say? And it was just like, you know, like a joking phrase or whatever, but it gave us motivation. Them niggas showed us how to do it. So yeah, all respect to Shan the Butcher and motherfucking Balloon, man. Shit. Those the homies right there. Hey, for real. I could have swore Shan came in here one day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give special shout outs. If anybody is a podcast or whatever, y'all need to interview. And, you know, maybe not while this is going on, but later on, make sure y'all pay y'all flowers to Shan the Butcher and Balloon. You know, sit down with them and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because them two guys right there, they don't even get half the recognition of the things that they did. You know what I'm saying? As far as the music industry is concerned and shit like that. And I think they should be recognized a little bit more. So shout out to Balloon and Shan, man. That's what we came up under. Ugly people calling other people ugly is crazy. I'm not ugly, bitch. And I got pretty women all the time. Like, you got to be an ugly hoe, because ugly hoes say that. Like, let me tell you something, right? Ugly chicks with low self-esteem, chicks that think they're hotter than they actually are the type of chicks that come in here and insult me. I never have, and I'm talking about I've had some beautiful women. I brought women here on camera many of times. Y'all have never seen me with any unattractive women on this camera. And I guarantee you those women that I'm talking about, you can't even compete with them. You know what I'm saying? I modeled before, like real print modeled before. Like, I've never, ever been attacked about looks except for when it comes to, and I hate to say it like this, and I hope nobody gets offended, African-American women. And I think a lot of African-American women do it because they feel dry, like some type of shit in their low self-esteem of self. Not collectively, of course, because I know some beautiful black women. No, but individually, there are some in a high tone that just purely dislike anybody that obviously is attractive or whatever. So I never pay no mind to that. I'm fine. I have Italian women, Spanish women. All kinds of women tell me I'm beautiful all the time. I've had people stop me in the street and tell me, or ask me. The one I get all the time is what am I? Or I'll get with Black American people. I always notice that I'll get this thing where it's like as soon as I walk into the room, they spot something on me that's different or something like that. I don't know what it is. The same one was trying to argue with you. I saw her being interviewed by the elder lady, and she had a black dress on and took it off and walked away to go mess with Myron. See that? And that lady was taken up for that. That's the crazy thing about that. That's the only thing I had to say. She was taken up for that. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, ugly women are always gonna say something, whatever. Somebody wrote Dion Smart. I don't even know who that is, but peace, y'all. You know what I'm saying? She told me I look like a cockroach. That's funny. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, unattractive women gonna do that. And then some women gonna get like somebody said, Dion Smart said, I look dirty. Stop the cat. I look dirty. I hear you. Y'all wanna see what the threads is? I know I had something different on earlier, right? Remember, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I look dirty as fuck, Mark. You right. I look dirty as fuck. Some more fake Adidas, you know what I'm saying? They be trying everything, son. They be all, hey, you look dirty. The vest itself is what's the name? North Face, in case you're wondering. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I look real fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know that's what they do, bro. That's what they do. So anyway, ugly and toxic women and misanders, they mess up the space for many of people. And so when they enter into spaces, a lot of times the first thing they want to do is argue, like you saw that person coming here to do. Or the next thing they want to do, they want to be passive aggressive. What I've been finding out lately is a lot of African American women try to punk men. You understand what I'm saying? That one was trying to punk me, and she was trying to punk Myron from Fresh and Fit. So, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, what do? Aggression meets aggression. She wanted to be out and be aggressive with everybody. Like, she wouldn't have did that shit in Brooklyn. That's why I said a lot of them niggas is down there is pussy. Because they wouldn't have did, like, I can't even know other way to say it. They wouldn't have did that shit in Brooklyn. Like, y'all see me, I be through all the boroughs. 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. It don't matter. Am I lying? Be safe, Hebrews. They are coming after us. Live, holy. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. Peace, God. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that shit up. When the elderly lady was interviewing her, some lady named La Rosa walked past and she was like, go get him, girl. So see, there was another woman down there that was promoting that shit. See what I'm saying? And like, as people drop out of the podcast or whatever, you gotta understand, like, I'm starting to understand now that like most of these motherfuckers that's online in these little T communities or whatever, they're promoting shit like this. And what they do is they entice, women are enticing other women. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Women are enticing other women to do shitty behavior. Anytime somebody takes up with some behavior like that or whatever, jumping in men's faces and things like that, it goes crazy. So, you know, it is what to say. But these are some of the same women that have been pitching the idea that something has happened to Justin Bieber or whatever, and here you have Justin Bieber himself saying nothing ever happened to me. You know, so I just wanted to tap in on that real quick. This is just a little quick live real quick. I just wanted to talk about that because I found it interesting. I said, here's Justin Bieber now making an announcement to the public that he hasn't been touched, he hasn't been, you know, anything or whatever. And I want to give a big special shout out to Myron from Fresh and Fit, you know what I'm saying, in the state, you know what I'm saying, in Connecticut. I want to say thank you for reposting that clip on there for me. I'm going to make sure I go check it out and I'll repost it myself because that shit was ridiculous, you know? And I'm hoping that the Diddy trial doesn't start going on like that. And if anybody's got any form of trajectory in their mind, they can see that a lot of toxic feminists are showing up because pure simply the fact they're upset because they believe whatever happened the way it happened, and I understand that. And I'm not talking about all the women that are out there either. That's ridiculous. But I am talking about the women that I did see that were being very toxic, were being very nasty or whatever. And you can even see by the hindrance of people here that's listening to me live right now as they jump out of here and log out or whatever, they're upset because my diatribe doesn't come like that. I serve no benefit to the culture and the crowd. And listen, my history showed this on my channel. I've done everything pro-black you can think of. You understand what I'm saying? My aunts and all of them come from that. So you're never gonna hit me with the contention or people that know me, or affect them when you say, yo, you against black women and all this, whatever, whatever. Black women are not a monolith, as y'all say. So if black women are not a monolith, that means that I'm not speaking to all of y'all, I'm speaking to certain ones. And what I find is, I find a lot of women that are unattractive, like that woman that was yelling and screaming at me and yelling and screaming at Myron Gaines for Fresh and Fit, that this woman was unattractive. It was obvious. This woman had ashy legs. She was obviously in some type of dire strait, probably connected to drugs somehow or another. And people were out there taking up for her. They acted like she was special. And that's confusing to me because they were like, yo, you gonna hit her? I was like, what would I hit her for? It's on his personal channel, not the Fresh and Fit. Okay, I'm gonna go on there and check it out. I'm gonna go on there and check it out. I'm gonna put his name in. I'm subscribed to that page already anyway, I think. You know what I'm saying? I think I got all of them. I'm pretty sure I got all of them. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely keep up with him, act all of them. You know what I mean? For real. Like, I'm not on here trying to get nothing out of nobody or whatever, whatever. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, tell my version of the stories and things that I know how they happen. And it's a sad shame that like a lot of people, they don't want to hear that. A lot of people out here, they just want to hear the propaganda. They want to hear fighting and bickering and shit like that or whatever, whatever. Mind you, Myron is licensed to carry a firearm. You see what I'm saying? So she out here popping and logging at somebody, and depending on what state you're in, like in my state, you have the right to retreat, but we have the castle doctrine out here. So it's a little bit different than New York. New York's laws are a little bit different, but as long as you're licensed, you're good. You know what I'm saying? So I just say, well, not in every circumstance, but in most of them. So what I say to you guys is this: be careful who you jumping in their face. Be careful who you talking to. You know what I'm saying? Shit can get different. You know what I mean? So be careful, be careful, be careful. But yeah, there are some women out here that are a little too passive aggressive nowadays. A little too passive aggressive for my liking and taste. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's becoming alarming that. See, what you got to understand is, had that old woman not been sitting there, this girl would have came after me and tried to physically attack me. She had just previously verbally attacked another man, and we want to act like that's okay. That's all right. She was just getting off how she feel. But when I say back to her, and it's cool, all right, homie, keep walking. When I say what I say to her, whatever the case may be, all of a sudden she's a fucking victim. Now, I don't like a punk. That's one thing I don't like. I don't like a punk. I hate punks. So when I see punk behavior, you understand what I'm saying? And you try to typecast it as now she's a victim. No. What she is she's a person who felt that she could do and say whatever she wanted to, and when somebody told her she couldn't and gave her some structure, she couldn't take it. Why couldn't she take structure? Well, you can't take structure most of the time because none has been ever implemented to you. If you're a person that comes from no structure or backgrounds with no structure or whatever, you always think the worst is going to happen. Wait for the worst to happen, if that's better. So, when it comes to contention of this girl, whatever the case may be, with the whole thing that happened down there, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't care anymore. But shout out to Myron for reposting me. I appreciate that, dude. I really do. I'm gonna go check it out, man. It's an interesting piece. If you don't see it on my channel, go check it out on not Fresh and Fish channel, but Myron's channel, and you'll see me on there, whatever. You guys, let me know what you think. It seems that everybody in the chat room seems to agree with what I'm saying. So yeah, that's pretty dope, man. Like I said, man, nobody hates black chicks, but this whole passive aggressive thing and all of you thinking you're men and shit like that, sooner or later somebody's gonna knock one of you the fuck out. This will be quite honest with you. Somebody's gonna knock you the fuck out, and it's not gonna be fun. Men don't even enjoy when other men hit them. So if you want to keep walking around, think everything's a joke. Oh, I'm a woman, nobody will hit me. Some men are not like that. Some men will fuck you up. I'm being honest with you. Take it as your big cousin or your big brother telling you. Some of these men out here do not give a fuck that you have a vajay. Okay, girls? So you better start entering the world, and less and less of y'all, I even take it further, with less and less of y'all giving out vajay to abundance of men nowadays, it's even more apparent that you pay attention to what I'm saying. See, a lot of you girls running around nowadays, he don't make $100,000 a year, so I can't date him. Meanwhile, you come from a house that never seen more than 15,000 a year, 20,000 a year. You had a free lunch ticket. You understand what I'm saying? This shit is preposterous. What I'm saying is, you know, with those type of demands or whatever, and that's being out there, a lot of y'all not privy to this factor. There are men out here that are reporting they haven't had sexual contact with a woman in over 2 years, 3 years. Did you know that, ladies? And it didn't used to be like that. Hell, I remember we used to go to the mall, you could find some chicks. Hey, what y'all doing tonight? Y'all going to the club? Yeah, we're going to meet y'all there. By the end of the night, they over your apartment, whatever, hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kicking, you win, you don't, you don't. Fact is, everybody had fun. We was drinking, cooling, you know what I'm saying, having a good time. Now it's not like that no more. You can't even walk up to most women and say hello to them without them, especially, and I hate to say this, a lot of black women, you're pretty, but a lot of you present yourself as unapproachable. Let me give you an example. There's this guy that's on YouTube, right? You can look for these videos. He rides around in these exotic cars. I know some of y'all have probably seen these videos before. He rides around in these exotic cars or whatever, and he walking before he gets into the exotic car, and he'll ask one of these girls, hey, what's up? How you doing? Can I get your number? Whatever. And so the girls will usually say, no, I'm busy or something like that, because they see him walking. You know what I'm saying? This is what you guys do too if you get rich. So they'll see the guy walking or whatever. They won't think nothing of it. They think he's just a loser. He ain't got nothing going on. This is perception. And so the dude will walk across the street and they get into a Maserati or get into a Lambo or get into a, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And then all of a sudden the girls will double back on the camera and go back. Now they want to talk. Now that was a conversation. You understand? So I tell men, if you run into women like that, run. Run very quickly. Don't ever give them a second chance. And that's exactly what those boys do in that video. They don't never give them a second chance. Very rarely do they give them a second chance after that. No, what they do is they scorn them. They tell them, hey, before you saw me with this car, you didn't want to say nothing to me. Before you saw me with this car, you ain't nothing about me. Before you saw me with this car, you said you ain't have time. Before you saw me with this car, da. And so when you find out what your worth is as a man in society nowadays, you understand what I'm saying? You know that it's this pretty much placed as that. So based off the fact, and I'm just trying to, I put that story in perspective to tell you this. Based off that, there's a lot of men out here that have not had sexual contact, have not had interaction with women like that or whatever. They feel like they're down on their luck or whatever the case may be. It's really, in my opinion, a vibe for, hold on one second. I want to say it's the right way. It's a vibe to kind of keep the population in check, you know? And what I think they're trying to dismiss and what they're trying to eradicate, and this is my personal opinion, and I think there's a couple people that have been put in place for this that have black faces. I'm going to find out more and more as I go. I'm going to read your comment in 1 second. But what I think it is I think there's some people that have been placing an idea set and in not only black Americans' head, but white Americans' heads too, but especially the women, that basically says we have to eradicate the men or at least tone down their birthing rate. And you know, I spoke about this before with Cynthia G. She had a campaign going on her page. She bought a house off of campaigning that there should be more black male abortions in the culture. This is what this woman did, Cynthia G. If anybody's familiar with her, you know I'm not telling no lies. So she ran this campaign or whatever, right? And she had thousands. I'm talking about thousands of people that were chiming in with her, donating to her, whatever. So that's why I said it must be a movement, because that must be the sentiment of many women that are in the culture, that, you know, the boys should be eradicated because they're a problem. So many times black boys are presented as problems, not even just in America, but internationally. They never let you know this, but internationally as well. You got to hear what the Chinese have to say about little African boys. Oh my God, it's horrible. So this ideology of population control is international. Some people will put in Bill Gates and say he's involved in it. Some people will say it's the Bilderberg Group. Many people will be mentioned. But really, I mean, if you really look at all of it, none of this was ever a solo act. You know what I'm saying? There's always multiple entities whenever you have something like this. And this is one of the conspiracy theories I do believe in. There was a woman that spoke at the World Health Organization. I forgot what her name is. I think she's some type of Slavic or something like that. And she spoke specifically on how the world was getting overpopulated, and the real problem is the resources. See, once you have it's like you putting a whole bunch of rabbits in a crop field. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sooner or later, the rabbits gonna start fucking and having kids. And we all know how rabbits rapidly have kids, and as they rapidly have those kids are going to start consuming. So what they're worried about is there's not enough produce and vegetables and everything like that to go around for everybody, especially when it comes to rice and grain, like corn. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, the problem that you got, I think, in the culture is they're trying to, and I'm talking about black and Latin culture. We're going to do the same with Latin culture too. They just ain't got that time yet. They don't realize. Or us, we ain't got that. You know what I mean? But you're going to see the same thing, population control. It goes through all. They've done it to whites or whatever. I think the average marrying age now for white population is somewhere around about 40 something. You understand what I'm saying? The birth rates, I think, what did they say the birth rates were for white? I forgot what they said, but they're lowered. They've been lowered for a while. So they had already started with white culture somewhat 20-something years ago. You talk to most white men, they'll tell you this. You know what I'm saying? They started with white culture like, I'd say at least 20 years ago, if not, I mean heavy. They had already been there and implemented before, but I'm talking about heavy. So, the population control thing, I think, is a real thing. I think that it's the resources that they're more concerned with preserving, and the trajectory of how much resources and how many resources are going to be, you know what I mean, consumed based on those birth rates being increased, potentially and trajectorily, of course. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let me see what you said in here, Jay. Our sisters have too much of an independent woman. I don't need no man-ish. With other races of women, more estrogen and less testosterone. Facts. All my core friends, I'm the only one married with 3 kids. Nobody's having kids nobody's having kids like that anymore. But particularly 2 groups that are projectly not having no more kids like that more than any are African Americans and whites. I didn't know if y'all knew that or not, but African Americans and whites are some of the most depleting populations in the entire America. Did y'all not know that? Oh, neither one is fucking to have kids. They're fucking to fuck, but they're not fucking to have kids. Excuse my French. There's a difference between see, some people get offended by that. Oh, well, you used the cuss word. I don't know where y'all got this new thing with this wanna be decadent and wanna be classy shit. Listen, I live in fucking rural ass fucking Connecticut, and I'm trying to tell you, all my friends, white, Italian, Greek, all of them curse. We don't even trust you if you don't curse. Like, and especially if you turn around and like you try to do this little dainty thing that a lot of these motherfuckers do. Oh my God, that's not classy. Oh my God, let me act like this. Let me act like that. And these motherfuckers from the barrel bottoms. You got niggas over here be coming on here that like fucking grew up in poverty. Try to give their interpretation of what they think classy is. How the fuck do you know? I heard somebody say that the other day. It's like, no, you can't cuss on here. We don't do that here. Now, just say the real reason you don't do it. You don't do that because you don't want AdSense to fuck you over. Tell the real reason. Don't be like, I don't want you to curse because morally it's not right. Now tell the truth, nigga. You don't want to curse because you know that AdSense revenue shriek up. Suck ass, nigga. Dude, the tri-state, goddammit. Shit. That's where we at with it. That's why I said I see niggas trying to like send messages and shit. Like, I'm like, yo, my niggas, shit can get different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be like, you can't be no front ass nigga and be in certain locations. Like, come on, son, stop that shit. I ain't gonna say nothing, though. I'm gonna see how far the nigga take it. Cause niggas be feeling real comfortable in New York. I'll get back into that in a minute. I heard a bitch come on live today and say, I'm gonna be at the courthouse all week. Yes, I am, because I'm so-and-so. I'm like, yo, this phony ass shit, I don't know where the fuck y'all think y'all at, but this is not California, my nigga. You will get twisted up this motherfucker. Please believe that. Niggas be bringing that negative spirit with them. I don't like that shit. I do not like that shit at all. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm gonna share this real quick. Well, I think there's an effort to sway people more away from each other. And I think this YouTube shit is one of the conduits that's helping do that. I ain't never beefed with so many niggas in my life. I ain't beefed with niggas in the street like I done beef with niggas on here. For real, I'm dead serious. And now niggas are seeing me a little bit in person. They think this shit sweet. I'm like, nah, my nigga, I'm being cool with you. Like, But I'm just saying, like I say it again. You see me out there, man, don't come up to me. The only nigga I want to talk to out there is Myron Gaines and Dennis Brown. That's the only motherfuckers I want to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Or the people I've been knowing. Other than that, I don't want to talk to niggas. Mm-mm. Niggas up here pretending like they popping. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit, nigga. Anyway, I really don't. I just don't like the disrespect. I don't like niggas coming into town. And let me say this. I meant to say this earlier. I want to say it now. For anybody in the New York City tri-state that's hopping on these motherfuckers' dicks, you understand what I'm saying? Let me say something to y'all. Y'all should always be held as suck-ass niggas. Any nigga out here that's in it, yo, everybody listen to me too and spread this to your peoples. Any motherfucker that's on this line and they supporting financially or promoting financially a motherfucker from out of state before their own people here in this tri-state, fuck them. Fuck them. It's red light on them niggas. Like, any nigga that support, if you rather support niggas from out of state than support people in your own New York City tri-state, you showing the niggas that New York is weak. And any nigga could come here and stunt in front. You understand what I'm saying? So, I'm going to be giving a couple of y'all a call. You know what I'm talking about. Make sure you prove me wrong. All right? Make sure you prove me wrong. I don't like that. We got a problem on our hands. You understand what I'm saying? But we got to tread lightly on this one. You know? Tranquilo, tú sabes, para la gente. We got to be real smooth. You know what I'm saying? But it can be done. It will be done. I got most of it done so far. It's just a little couple pinches. You get me? It's a couple pinches. Some of these guys think that they're invincible. I don't like people that think they're invincible. You know what I'm saying? And the games y'all playing, those are not the games I play. I play very differently. I can walk off from you. Okay, we'll see you later. Anyway, listen, wait, I don't want to get into that. What I want to do get into is this. What I want to get into is this. I'm laughing and I've got smoke in my throat. Pause. I saw two podcasters on video, right? And they had me in the video. And they were trying to do some commentary after that. And then I'll actually watch some of their podcasts or whatever. Some of y'all had some humble beginnings like a motherfucker, huh? You got haters on YouTube telling lies saying that all people you see at courthouse with free Diddy shirts are getting $50 a day to be out there with shirts on. Who said that? You got haters on YouTube. They said lies saying that all the people you see at the courthouse with free Diddy shirts on are getting $50 a day to be out there with shirts on. Nobody's getting $50 a day. And where y'all think them shirts is coming from, that's not where they coming from. Nah, they ain't getting no $50 a day out there. They ain't getting no $50 a day out there. I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's definitely a lie. None of those, I will repeat that, none of those guys out there with them free Diddy shirts on is getting $50 a day. I can guarantee you that. But I'm glad you pointed them out, though. Like I said, you get loud, and all the whole time is a snake ready to bite you in your ass. You see me, you'll see everything else. So anyway, long story short, the guy was saying, no, them boys ain't getting no pay no $50 a day. I can guarantee you that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was that courthouse. If you are here in the New York City tri-state and you supposedly are a tough guy or a tough bitch, or you think you got back here in the New York City tri-state, so you feel the need that you're going to show your ass, I said it once and I'll say it again, you better switch plans. Not don't be that violently. So you can record this, share it with your friends, I don't give a fuck. But I don't mean that violently, but I do mean it this way. There's ways to get you out of the way. I don't like utilizing those ways, but if I have to, I will. Because I feel that if you're here and you're improperly telling the story, or you're here to cause chaos in the story, you're here playing and pretending like you're some expert on a issue that in a topic that you have nothing privy to or nothing to directly involve yourself in, then yeah, we're gonna have some issues with that. Because see, you in the way to whether the homie is guilty or not. You in the way. You in the way. Now you understand what I mean by in the way, right? What I mean by in the way is you don't know us. You understand what I mean? Now I say that nicely. You don't know us, and you don't know what you're up against. And I'm telling you this, I ain't took no oaths, I ain't took no blood owens, handshakes, carved the pentagram in my arm, or any of that shit or whatever. The shit that we're with goes back almost 25 years now. You understand? I'm not no little young dude no more. I'm young, but I'm not young. You understand what I'm saying? And so with that or whatever, this is my legacy on this. Now, I've got other things and other interpretations of things that are going to come to fruition very soon for me. I told you I got some, look out for something. Let's go surprise the fuck out of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like doing all that shit. I just like saying this. If you're going to be out there, homie, be on your best behavior, homie. If you're going to be out there, stop with the propaganda tale. Stop telling people, hey, Diddy's got a what's name working with the president to try to get him a pardon when he's convicted and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it follows behind it and it says, the person spoke on anonymity. He wanted to remain anonymous. The person who spoke, we cannot validate him. All that shit's included in it. You extract the whole shit from the conversation. See, that's not being truthful. So that's California tactics. Let me tell you about California newspapers, especially the LA Times, so you'll understand what I'm talking about. See, the LA Times, they practice something called salacious material no matter what it is, particularly political material. They have won elections out of California based on political conversations within their newspaper diatribes, local ones and the LA Times. But more importantly, what they've done, they've been able to exercise things that stand against the black community out there and the Mexican community out there for decades. Forms of eminent domain that they have imposed out there, they use the newspaper to do it in the motherfucking... Great night. Thank you very much, Langston Terrace. They've used the LA Times to ascertain. Now, California ain't no stranger to being, how can I say, a corrupt city. It's always been a corrupt city for the most part. Most of the other areas out there, they kind of follow in the corruption or whatever, whether it be legislatively or otherwise. This is what they do out there. Now, if you get people that grow up in those environments or whatever, and you take them out of that environment, now they want to travel city high. They running about those elements that they used to hustle and get by out there in California, but now they bring it to another area. This is why a lot of times out in Vegas, they don't like California motherfuckers moving out there. Same thing with Colorado. They don't like California people moving out there. You don't believe me? Ask anybody. They'll tell you. Hell, my cousin used to live in Colorado. He'll tell you that. Same thing with Texas. They got a lot of people from California moving to Texas. They all running from there because of the poverty out there. It's crazy out there. You got people in tent cities. Like, you got one type of, like, the homelessness that goes on, I say, like, in New York City, tri-state, like Jersey, shit like that. But out there in California, out there in, like, Texas, too, you got a different type of homelessness. People, tent cities, Seattle's another one. Tent cities and stuff like that. It's real rough for them. You understand what I'm saying? So they, if you're not part of that and you live around that, it makes it also bad for you, especially if you're paying, I don't know, $4,500 for a junior. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't even got a motherfucking stove or a refrigerator in it. You know what I mean? But the politics of California is very different than the politics of New York City. And so when you get somebody from California, that's why I say y'all need to be on your best behavior. And I can't believe that y'all stand on something, because California niggas don't move like that. We done had everybody from California, Texas, Memphis, and everywhere else come up to New York City. And them niggas, they you know what I'm saying? They pay homage the right way. These is niggas that they ain't never been nowhere before, really. And you want to come to the hardest city in the motherfucking United States and motherfucking show your ass. Nah, ain't happening. Because that just opened the door for other niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck what happened, how it happened, whatever. Them niggas killed Pop Smoke out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to stand on that. Just for Brooklyn. Like, them niggas killed Pop Smoke out there. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just saying, like, you know, niggas, they caught the nigga, whatever. We ain't blaming California for that. But I just like to always keep that in emphasis about that. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you up here, motherfucker, be on your P's and Q's and show some motherfucking respect. That's all we saying. Shout out to Brooklyn, man. I don't like that shit. Fuck the cash apps, fuck the likes, fuck the shares, fuck all that shit. Nah, this is about something else. I see where that could go. And as one of the emerging, soon-to-be young OGs, you know what I mean? I gotta keep with tradition. I many times think when my nigga Shiz say, you know what I'm saying? Many times think when my nigga Monster say, a couple other niggas, you know what I mean, that know me well and taught me and brought me up outside the music game. I'm talking about the street game. So I always pay attention to things as they should be and as the men thought and taught me. And so one thing I know is when I see a play. This is a play to open the door for other niggas to try to come up here and be like, they ain't got to pay no respect. We can do whatever the fuck we want to up here in New York with them niggas. But when they come out here, them niggas got to check in, them niggas got to pay, them niggas got to worry about getting shot at, them niggas gonna die out there. They kill P&B Rock out there. You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? So, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel a certain way about shit like that when niggas coming. I don't care if a nigga coming to town. Niggas coming from California all the time. But coming to town, show some motherfucking respect. You understand what I'm saying? You coming in, you making a spectacle of things. For example, I couldn't fly out to motherfucking Vegas where they having that nigga's trial at, the nigga that they said had something to do with Tupac's killing. I couldn't fly out to Vegas and just go out to Vegas and start bugging and acting crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas gonna check me sooner or later. I couldn't go to California and say who was on trial. I don't know, whoever. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't go out there and acting crazy in front of the courtroom and shit like that. So why the fuck niggas think they could come here and do that shit? Them niggas don't even do that at their courthouses out there. You see what I'm saying? So that's my point. That's my point. And any nigga from New York can see it differently. Let me know, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to be no tough guy with that. What I'm saying is I don't give a fuck what you're saying. And any nigga that talk like that, you ain't never really been out in the field, because you would know that. You would fucking know that. You don't go to somebody else's city and you only been there 2 days and you start showing your ass. 2 days you showing your ass? And then don't take a consensus. Read the room. You know what I'm saying? Read the motherfucking room. That's what I'm saying. I saw 3 niggas from New York last night talking about the same shit about that little light-skinned girl. That's what I would call that little light-skinned girl. You know, the Black Harley Quinn. Black Harley Quinn keep running up in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I like to call her, Black Harley Quinn. Black Harley Quinn and all her little evil heart keep running up in the courtroom. It's like Mike. You ever seen Mike Tyson? That time he had that interview or whatever with that bullhead dude up in Canada, and he said, you know, you really act like a nice guy, but really all in all, you're an asshole. That's who she is. You really act like a nice person, but really you're a fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? That's just her personality. I've known girls like that all my whole entire life. Connecticut's full of them. They act like they're nice girls, but deep down in their heart, you do one thing that they don't like or say one thing they don't like, they're evil to you after that. In this case, Puff allegedly did something that she don't like, and it's a good story. It's a great story. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta pay respect when you're doing the story. You gotta talk about it in its entirety, not the portions that you like or go in favor of your narrative. That's unfair. And that doesn't mark you as a journalist. That marks you as like somebody from the National Enquirer or some shit like that. You can say what you must. I know you're down there, you're thinking, oh, I'm friendly with this person now, and I'm friendly with this person now. They're not gonna fucking fuck with you. They just admire your shit you do online. Same happened with me. They admire what you do online. You're a good reference point. That's no more. No more. You don't know how the New York market thinks. So you thinking this is California. It don't work like that up here. You ain't on audition, broad. You ain't on the audition. Feel me? She thinks she on the audition. But good luck with your channel and all that shit that you want perceived after that. That shit don't come with no real money anyway. This shit right here, this shit don't come with no real money. Any nigga that think this shit come with real money, you crazy. Y'all think YouTube come with real money? YouTube come with real money for niggas that ain't never had real money. Real money to me is anything over 500,000. That's real money to me, just to give you a spectrum. That's real money to me. If it ain't over 500,000, because the time they take the taxes out of $100,000, you what's the setback? Like 72,000? You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay rent. You gotta look fly. You know what I'm saying? You gotta push something. You got 72,000 at your disposal. Boom, you know already spent 45. You see what I'm saying? So now you down to 30. What we gonna do with the last 30? I don't know. We could flip it now. Don't do that. That's gonna get you some time. We could do this. We could do that. Now you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? As you spend the time trying to figure out where to put the 30 turn to 25, the 25 turn to 20. Next thing you know, you down to 10 stacks. 10 stacks is gone. You know what I'm saying? Now you divvying that up. You say, I'm gonna put 5 stacks up, but that never work out. You know what I'm saying? By the time you put that 5 stacks up, a little bit under 3 months to pass, and boom, everything gone. And that, your friend, is the story of your little quick $100,000. Shit, I done seen niggas pull up in the Brinks truck and they drop $100,000 off. Y'all ain't know, if it's over $20,000, oh, excuse me, $10,000, a Brinks truck come out for you. So please understand, your definition of money is different than mine. I've been around multi-millionaires since I was 20 going on 21. I worked at Puff with Puff and Bad Boy Entertainment. I went through 3 subsequent different distributors, BMG, Arista Records, and then finally Interscope. I know multi-millionaires. I've hung with multi-millionaires. Some of those multi-millionaires could help me right now, but they don't want to because of the current thing that's going on. So, you know, I'm having a little financial strain, but we make it. And so, you know, with that being said, I'm not trying to say that to brag, but what I'm trying to say is you're not going to get a lot of money to the way you want it. And if you do, it'll be few individuals. But as far as a brown individual, I can name you the 2 that are the most financially garnered YouTubers on here. One of them is Marquise Brownie. He's a tech guy. He's been doing this since he was like 14 years old. Shout out to him, black kid. And then there's another kid, I forgot what his name is, but he does kind of like tech stuff too. If you're in that room right there with that, you can blossom. But they're like Marcus Brownie is number 1 or 2, but the other one, I think he's like number 3 or something like that. And then after that, there's no more minorities after that, except for maybe 1 more. And it's not a woman. It's not a woman in the whole group. It's not one black woman in the whole group of top earning YouTubers. You don't believe me? Go do the demographics damn self. Not one. In fact, most women don't do very well on YouTube. You can also look that up as well. Go look it up. I'm not making it up. I'm telling you what their statistics say. You can't get mad at me for what their statistics say. You might not like the way I say it, but this is what I'm saying. Where women make money off of YouTube, I see, is through the donation process. The donation project pivots the money that they don't get. So since all these women, they kind of like teeter to taking up for each other, ain't nothing wrong with that. What happens is they get their own support system. Now the men, they don't do that. The black guys, they have so much pride when they get money. Instead of divvying the money out, this is why black men are, and I have to be honest with you, in my opinion, black men are one of the main reasons that black Americans stay in poverty. And one of the main reasons why black women, and I'm talking about not at the bulk, but definitely at a high esteem, I say about 60% of them, they're very arrogant when they get a couple of dollars or whatever. It's very different from like, and Spanish men are like this too, but they're arrogant in a different way. Black men, when they get money, they think that the first thing they should go to is being selfish. And they think that, and this was Puff's problem. See, let me give you an example. Puff's problem was this. The reason a lot of people don't feel sorry for him, Puff, don't get mad at me when I say this, if you ever hear this. The reason why a lot of people, let me share this first. Give me 1 second, I just want to share this, make sure I get more people in here. Puff's problems why nobody has empathy towards him and everything like that. One of Puff's problems why nobody has empathy towards him is because of pure simple fact, he wasn't philanthropic where people could see it. Now, I'm gonna give you an example. Anybody that remember Puff or whatever, remember them days, it used to be a dude by the name of Tinker. Tinker grew up with Puff. Now, if you don't believe me, go ask Gene Deal. Gene Deal gonna tell you the story. All right, tell him Professional sent you over there. He gonna tell you the story because he got to know Tinker, because Tinker was around before I was around, and Tinker would have known Gene Deal. Tinker, he and Shan and motherfucking Balloon know Tinker too, better than I do. So Tinker had a messed up leg. He had a bum leg, right? And so Puff actually paid for the surgery for Tinker to get Tinker's legs fixed. Now he's not slow, he's not retarded, nothing like that. But Tinker grew up with Puff. You understand what I'm saying? Like Puff had known Tinker for his whole entire life almost. And so when he got the money and he got it to be done, he went and fixed Tinker's legs when he went through this extensive surgery, and they fixed his legs to the point where he was able to walk without the pain and the strain. He used to walk with a real, when I say a gimp, I mean he used to walk with a real gimp. Like his leg was like messed up. So every time he took a step or whatever, his leg would kind of like bend to the left a little bit. And so he was messed up. But this was our homeboy though, man. This was our man's. And we had some good years with Tinker and all that. I don't know what happened to Tinker. I ain't seen him in a minute. But shout out to him, man. I hope he's alive and well and everything like that. But yeah, real talk, real spill. You know, Puff did that. He got that kid's legs fixed. I've seen Puff do other things too. So, you know, but when you're not public with your philanthropy, and that was the problem with Prince, that was the problem with Michael Jackson too. They wasn't so public with the philanthropy, so people didn't know. So instead of like, you know, acknowledging that and, you know, looking for self-gratification, they just kind of slept with it. That makes sense to you. You know what I'm saying? They just slept with it. They say, yeah, it don't matter if anybody know. You understand? And some people, they live life out like that. So I think what Puff was, when you start getting the rumors of the record contracts and everything like that, and you get the phone calls with the locks on the radio and, you know, all this stuff going on or whatever, and all the allegations getting thrown at you from Mace and everybody else, what starts to happen is your reputation starts to fluster. You understand what I'm saying? And that's something I can speak about, but I'm not going to speak about it because it was long gone. But you appear to people, Puff, as if you ain't give a fuck about nobody. And when you get yourself in the realm of that, and, you know, you turn on people. Let me give you an example. Y'all saw me the other day, and I really didn't have the cigarettes to give out. But a dude came up to me. He was like, "Yo, can I get a cigarette? Can I get a cigarette?" And I saw how he was looking. He was looking down on his luck, and he looked like that cigarette would have made his day. So I just gave him a cigarette. Now, mind you, check this out. This is how I'm not a greedy person. It's not that. I paid $17 for them cigarettes. All right, I don't get no support. Like you look through my chat room right now. Niggas be talking about, I be talking about cash apps and all that shit. Ain't nobody wrote my cash app in here. If anybody want to write us, $STRINGERBELL80. But I paid for all that on my own. Yo, wanted to buy it off and you gave it to him for free. You remember, right, Javon? Thank you. I gave it to him for free. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to buy it off for me. And I could tell they was down on their luck. So I do that. I bought people food. I don't know how many times over. I bought this one dude. I was hungry as shit. And I was on my way home. So I kind of thought of it. Thank you the old gal. I was on my way home. Thank you too, Javon. I was on my way home. And I was like, yo, I'm hungry as shit right now. So I stopped at Wendy's. I don't really even like Wendy's breakfast like that. So it kind of like, it was all right. I like their little, they got these little tater fries or some shit like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yo, get the Wendy's little French fry, tater fries or whatever they are. Them shits are banging in your factory. I'm always late, but I'm here. How you doing, Miss Lady? Ain't shit. We were talking about earlier, Justin Bieber. I'm gonna get back to that right now in a minute. Anyway, there was this dude, he was at Wendy's or whatever, and son was sitting there, like they got this little thing they do, this hustle they do. They'll hold the door, then when you come out the door, hopefully you give them some change or something like that, whatever. I ain't had no change to give money, I just had my card. I said, yo, man, come on in here, man. So I took him to the thing, whatever, to the window. Told him, I said, yo, man, get what you want, man. You know what I mean? He got him like 2 sandwiches, and he got him some little fried things. And I started talking to him more. I said, oh, you like these? Because I fuck with these too. So this whole order came to like $10 or something or whatever. That was much more than I would have spent on myself. But I just paid for it, you know what I mean? Let him move on. But you got to realize sometimes with stuff like that make a motherfucker day, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done seen niggas like that been bad out, fucked up or whatever. Niggas don't care about them. I don't care what nobody say. what I'm saying? That's why I'll never make fun of people, because you live in New York, you know what it is. Like, it's some rough shit you got to go through sometimes. I had one of my homies, you know, his girl kicked him out and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga had motherfucking, she had left, I guess, a jacket or something with him at one time. He had to rock her jacket because he needed a winter jacket. It looked like a dude's jacket from a distance, but you could tell by the cut on it or whatever. But he made best of it. Got back up on his feet, you know what I'm saying? But a couple niggas tried to joke him. You know what I'm saying? In the Caribbean, there's people that walk around in Cuba with no fucking shoes and no fucking shirt on. You know what I'm saying? So like, excuse me, Hispanol. Somebody corrected me on that today. Hispanic, not Latino. Or sometimes everybody gets put in the diatribe of Latino. Latino means like, and I've been told this before, so I have to correct myself. Latino means like Latin America, like Ecuador, Peru, shit like that. Where Caribbean Latinos are like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Cuba. You know what I'm saying? These are considered Caribbean Latinos. Like, many of y'all don't know, between the communities of Dominicans and Jamaicans, they get along very well. Like, I've witnessed this firsthand. All right? They get along very well. So, this for future reference is the difference between Hispanics and Latinos. Okay? I'm always here. No, y'all crazy. So we were talking about Justin Bieber earlier. And that was the end of the story. I'm just saying, I always do nice shit for people. Very rarely does anybody do anything for me. So, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's just my life, whatever. You know, maybe when I get back on and I become rich, I'm going to be philanthropic and shit. I'm already like that anyway. That's my point. Everybody knows me as that. I've always been a giving person. Like, I've let people stay at my house for months on end. I've fed people. I mean, this is a true story. I've fed people many times. I have bought Christmases for kids that ain't even mine. 3-4 times over, including for Black American women. I mean, you had that. I didn't mind that because her man got like 8 years in prison, unexpectedly. And her man was my homeboy. And I remember one year she was having a rough time. It was just, you know, everybody got a rough time or whatever. And I told her, I said, yo, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I spent like, it was close to 400 some change. So all them kids, they little kids. It was only 3. It was 3 out. Oldest one was like 6. So you know, they ain't even no hardcore shit. I spent like 4 on them. You know, like 4. It didn't matter though. They were happy. You know what I'm saying? They were happy. I ain't such a mean guy all the time as all y'all think. I'm a real nice person. If you fuck with me, I become me. I'm always been like that. I'm just this other kid. I've always been a mean little bastard like that. Fuck with me. But I'm a Taurus. They don't know about Taurus. We're vindictive and we're patient as hell. We're some of the most patient motherfuckers you'll ever meet in your life. Oh, we're very patient. We're very patient. Hey, Ruby Johnson, what the fuck you been up? Justin Bieber today put out an announcement. And the announcement was that he wanted to say to the world, and I'm paraphrasing here a little bit, but it's directly as that he's never been touched, sexually assaulted, etc. by Diddy or anybody else. And I thought that was a paramount statement to highlight tonight for this little show that I'm talking about right now, because it seems like to me, there are people, even after he's put this statement out, and this is the only reason I'm attaching myself to it, there's people that's, even after he put that statement out there, they're still conceding the fact that, yes, he did, Justin Bieber was touched. And I'm like, well, Justin Bieber's right here saying he didn't get touched. What the fuck we gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck we gonna do now? Justin Bieber right here saying he did get touched. What the fuck we gonna do now, you know? And so people are contending and still going on with the narrative that Justin Bieber was touched. What I mean, feel how you feel. But one of the things I was unpacking was the fact that, and y'all excuse me, I'm just looking for something. One of the things I was unpacking within that diatribe was this. I was like, how many times are we going to sit around, and even after Cassie has been on trial now, and she's admitted and she said Cassie said, yo, listen, all these trice that we had, it was me, Puff, and the strippers or the hookers or whatever you want to put it, the sex workers, whatever. She said specifically under open, if that's the person you're allocating for and you're advocating for, she said it on her own. She said, hey, look, this was me and Puff. This is what we did. This is how we got down. And so I have to live with that. I can't keep going on and saying, oh, no, there was multiple men in that building, and Michael B. Jordan was in there, too. He got down with the freak on, because, see, that was the rumors that was going around before. Everybody that was listed a name, they had to be in the room, too. So that means they had to be in the private hotel room with them. Even the man that was sitting there, he electedly was the one that was hired, is saying the same thing. It was just me, them. He's repeatedly said it several times. So that shuts down the rumors. So the reason I said that and I brought that up to highlight it is, if you just pay attention, right, a lot of the things that even the public is saying is starting to get motherfucking knocked down. The people that were vying on Cassie to be the winning element, the people that were vying on Cassie to be the willing element, I'm plugging up my phone, y'all, just give me a second. The people that were vying on Cassie to be the winning element in the whole situation under her testimony this past week saw that, yo, a lot of other things came out. You're still texting this man, Cassie. What's happening? You still hollering at this man. You still talking about freak a leak, freak. When we gonna freak off again, Puffy? When we gonna freak off again? I wanna freak off again. I miss freaking off. Don't you like freaking off anymore? I miss getting freaked out. What happened? I know it sounds funny the way I'm saying it, but I'm being real. You were sending texts back to this man talking about, yo, I miss you, bro. I miss the freak off and all that. I want to get my back blown out again, Puff. What's happening? Call that nigga. I was all right. I'm just saying, like, that was her. But we got messages, we got texts, we got everything else where you were still interacting, still wanting to participate. I can't overlook that. But see, certain chicks, they won't put that in their diatribe, but I ain't overlooking that shit. You was fucking Kid Cudi and running back still fucking Puff. I ain't overlooking that shit. I told y'all earlier in the week last week, y'all better pay attention to the right niggas. I told y'all earlier in the week last week, somebody was arguing with me in my chat room. They was like, yo, what that got to do with anything? I said, speak to Cassie's character. Once again, she was getting down. She was getting blown out. She was getting busted. She was busting down for the paper. Why we got to keep pretending that she wasn't busting down for the paper? Can we just say, yo, Cassie was busting down for the paper one time in the chat room? That's all I'm asking. Cassie was busting down for the paper. All right? You had a 10-album deal. How? Black Rob didn't even have a 10-album deal. I can't think of one artist up there at that label at the time that had a 10-album deal. Not one of them. So I don't understand how you can promote Cassie had a 10-album deal. I think she was under the perception she had a 10-album deal, but she had no 10-album deal, Joe. She didn't even have 2 hours worth of material that we wanted to listen to. So how did she have 10 albums? If you tell me you got through a full Cassie album and really, like it was memorable, in the chat right now, write me some lyrics or maybe some songs from that album. Go ahead. I'll wait. Go ahead. We got more than enough people in the chat to reference that. Go ahead. Anybody? Name me a Cassie song other than Me and You and shit. It could have been Love. Go ahead. I'll wait. See what I mean? But niggas love Cassie though, you know what I'm saying? The old gal, she said. Hold on, the old gal, hold on. Niggas got this joke about Jaguar Wright, right? Where they say, don't nobody know her songs. I promoted this chick's album, and I know more Jaguar Wright songs than I know this chick's songs. Anybody want to argue with that, let's go. You know what I'm saying? The old gal said, you got me, I don't have a clue, I never heard of her till now. Most people haven't heard it till now. She popped back in like, what was it, 2004, 2006? But Puff had this thing, and I don't know why he did it. I think it was to allow the budgets, and they had to wait in sequence for the budgets to come through from the bigger record labels, whoever the distributors. I think that was more the system then. You gotta remember, I was 20 going on 21 when I got in the music industry, so I had to learn things. But I think that's what happened. I think that the majors that they were using as a distribution, they had to give the okay for the budgets, and then they will roll with the project itself in quadrants. You know what I mean? So your quadrant is coming up here, then, or whatever. So I think what happened was Cassie, because Cassie had been signed for a number of years prior to her album being put out. And that was kind of like the thing with a lot of people. Like a lot of artists and Puff Water around, we had never even said, I didn't even know who the hell Sean was until I was at the Black Rob video shoot for Whoa, and he just showed up. I was like, oh, who is that? It was like, oh, yo, that's Sean. That's a new dude the Puff got. I was like, oh, shit, all right. He was up on Bradhurst Avenue in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? About a barbershop, all that scene. And then we had the other scene at the club. I think it was the Exit or it was either Exit or Speed, one of the two. That's why I got Shorty. The club scene or whatever was Shorty with the pastels covering the nipples or whatever. I got the real picture of me and her together. I showed it up here before. Without the pastels and all that, how she really looked that night. I was on her hard that day too, boy. I'm trying to tell you, I was trying my best to bag her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna hold you. I was trying my best to bag. If you ever seen Black Rob's Woe video, there's a girl that's sitting on the thing, she's dancing, she got short hair, they put pastels or blurred out her nipples in the video or whatever. Shorty was bad as hell. I don't know whatever happened to her. Whatever happened to the girl from the Black Rob video shoot, I kicked it with you that night and you was cool as hell. Anybody that know her, tell her I said, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Or tell her come through here. Oh yeah, I do have a problem with Jaguar. She lies so much, but when she do sing on YouTube, I think she has a pretty voice. I ain't gonna speak on her cause that bitch be wilding after that part. I will say this about the bitch. If she just get out that doo-wop, doo-wop, doo-wop voice and swap that shit for a modern tone, she'd be better off. You know, right now she sounds like she belongs still in like the, I don't know, like that, what do you call it? That freaking neo soul gospel type of tone or whatever. And sonically, that shit just don't work. You know what I mean? Not in this era. Like niggas want to, everybody's listening to like Party and SZA and shit like that. So it's like, you know what I mean? Bryson and Emmett. It's so many artists out there doing comparison, and it's like you gotta compete. Those are the people you competing with. You know what I mean? Even Beyonce got to compete with them people now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're doing a certain monotone sonically of music, it may not resonate with certain people that have never heard that. They wasn't there for that period. You now just marketing to people that's like 45 and over. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's millions in it. But the thing is, you know, that crowd, they ain't at the club no more. That crowd, they ain't really even listening to music. And if they do listen to something, they listening to the old shit. That crowd, like I know niggas just like 35 and all the thing they listen to is Woo. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas is 35, only thing they listen to is like Big and Pac and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, sonically, I think if you just change the tone and the octave of the delivery of her voice, it would be to her best advantage. And she could do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never take away the bitch can sing. You know what I'm saying? I would never say that about her. You know what I'm saying? Shit. As much as I done went to bat for this hoe, she come fucking gets on her motherfucking. I still can't believe that bitch did that shit. I want to cuss some motherfucking ass out, but I'm keeping my motherfucking constitution, as I've been saying lately. But I will say that though, the bitch can sing. You know what I'm saying? So she just need to change up the octave. I'm like, bitch, stop singing like yeah, ooh wop, ooh wop. You know how to sing better than that. What the fuck you keep singing ooh wop, ooh wop? You know what I'm saying? I think she would do well in the juke joint. You stop that shit now. I think she's better than that. I honestly think she's better than that. I think it like there's been many songstresses and songwriters and shit like that or whatever. Sometimes it takes a songwriter to bring it out of you. A songwriter can bring a lot. I know this as a recording artist. A songwriter can bring a lot out of you. You know what I'm saying? You get handed the right song, you can like and I Will Always Love You, right? That was what who blew that out? Whitney Houston, and she blew it out better than the original. There's other people, you know, I don't want to say that about Etta James, but Beyonce covered Etta James' song for that movie or whatever it was. What was it, Cadillac Records? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, you know, if you cover a song or whatever, that's what I think Jaguar should do too. Is cover a song. I don't know why. I don't know why the bitch ever did that. Cover somebody's song. You'd be surprised. Like, people love covers of songs. You know what I'm saying? If you bring them back and they really like the song and it resonates with them, you know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about juke joint shit, she could do something like some Etta James shit or something like that. But it's got to be whatever she come back with. It's got to be a different sound than what she's had in the past. People are, you know, you never want to do a sound that people are predicted. That's one thing Puff taught us. Never do a sound that people are predicting. I use this with my own music. You can go check out. I got one single on here called 24 Hours to Live that I redid. That was Mason shit. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta and it sounds dope as fuck, by the way. But sometimes you gotta go with that right there. You gotta go with a change. It was something I never did before sonically sounding, and it worked for me. You guys could also go in here and watch me record that song at Daddy's House Recording Studio, Puff's former studio. Just put my name in and put Daddy's House Recording Studio behind it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what I said to old gal. The bitch can sing. You just didn't change the octave of shit. That's all. Some people will think that you can't sing, like I said, because it's not a modern twist on it. And I caught people making fun of her just like you have. I don't choose to make fun of them. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you why the reason I don't go hard on the bitch. If y'all really want to know. During the pandemic, I was fucked up. I had to stay at a homeless shelter and all kinds of shit. I put that shit up on the channel here. So I started my channel like that. And that's why I blew up so quickly. Plus my association formerly with the music industry and all that shit. But I was fucked up. And I remember how a lot of black women made me feel on here. Particularly black women. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying that's what it was. And so I remember how a lot of particular black women made me feel on here. And I thought the only thing in my mind was, do you know how many black women I've done shit for? I'm talking about I've gotten hired at record companies, provided Christmases for their kids, and it wasn't my kids, you know. I've done a lot for black people in general. And then this, like, instead of helping a nigga, niggas was making fun of me. They was trying to joke me or whatever. And I quickly got myself out of it. I'm a hustler. Like, if you remember my story, you remember I got myself out of that shit quick. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, no. I got to make this move smooth. I was making moves, like, you know what I'm saying, while I'm there. And I was like, there ain't no way I'm sitting here for a long time. I went through hell. I ended up in a hotel room that had fucking rats in it and shit. Yeah, I had mice in my hotel room. You know what I'm saying? My homegirl Annette, she remember that. She around. I had 2 rats in my room. They had put us in hotel rooms during the pandemic and shit. Nigga, I went and bought some mouse traps, caught both of them motherfuckers. Caught both of them motherfuckers. I said, you kidding me? I lived in the Bronx for 3 years. I know how to get rid of rats. I lived in the Bronx for 3 years. I know what to do with rats. So I got rid of both of them. Caught them fuckers. One of them was still squirming while he was in the thing. Let me tell y'all something. Don't get them regular mouse traps that, you know, snap in the back and catch the neck and shit. You wasting your time. They avoid them shits like the motherfucking plague. You gotta get the motherfucking shit with the glue in it. Get the shit with the glue in it. Put any type of whatever candy, preferably these little motherfuckers like peanut butter for some reason. I put peanut butter in both the traps. Them fuckers went. I watched one of them. He went and tried to go to the trap first. And he tried to avoid eating the peanut butter because he kind of figured, yo, if I go in here, you know, they're smart. So he figured if you go in here and put in there in the mouse trap, because it's glue. He was figuring, yeah, this gonna be everything going down after this. You know what I'm saying? So they're smart. But the second time he went in there when I put it on the opposite end of the thing, so he felt like he could go through one end and not get caught. Now that motherfucker walked right in there. When I went to go pick up the trap, that motherfucker was still squirming. So get the what's the name joints? Get the ones with the, if you ever have mice. But yeah, I went through that. And so when I saw people try to do the same thing and kind of make fun of the bitch, You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, nah, I can't do that. I mean, she was going in with it with the chick up in Canada and a whole bunch of shit. I don't know, it's just certain shit I don't stand for. You know what I'm saying? I don't like sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I see it, you know, being performed by certain individuals more so than others. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, nah, this ain't your character. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are. Your time is going to be past, Beyonce. It's going to get old one day. Two, times change, people change, music change. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Everybody got a birthday. I just had one. You know what I'm saying? Factory. Whatever. So, you know, I took that from what I had experienced or whatever, and I said, I don't want nobody else to ever feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't know, a lot of these podcasters and these audience members, man, they be having their own situations going on. They don't tell nobody about and shit. You feel me? So, yeah, man, I ain't, that's all. You know what I'm saying? Backfired on me. You know what I'm saying? But I won't say no more than that. The bitch can sing to switch shit up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn a new vocal pattern. That's all. What's going on, B? What's going on? Hold on. This went a little bit longer than I wanted it to, guys. It really did. I'm sorry it did go too long. Hold on one second. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm glad I kept my ass at home too tonight. I stayed at home. I was gonna go out, but I said, no, I'm gonna stay at home. I was gonna stay at home. One of my homies, shout out to you too, man. One of my real good homies, Mr. I'll say your last name, Mr. Vaco. You know what I'm saying? It was like, hey man, don't worry about those fuckers. He said it just like that too. He said, don't worry about those fuckers. He was talking about the people that watch me on YouTube or whatever. Cause he was like, what'd you get for your birthday? I said, nothing. He said, you kidding me? He said, nah. I said, nah, nobody donated on my channel or none of that shit. I said, these motherfuckers got a whole campaign against me right now. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is showing up. I could do it better. I see him there. I could do it too. You know, that's not for niggas. I've been doing this shit for 8 months and they ain't had a motherfucker significantly donate to me yet. You did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did. But no, and Maud L did. Nobody else did. Y'all the only two that donated. They hate me that motherfucking much. I don't give a fuck. Hate it more, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For real. I ain't never gave a fuck who liked me, nigga. Ever. You know what I'm saying? For those that do like me, I like them back. But other than that, I ain't never gave a fuck. Anybody that know me, always been by myself most of the time, a couple of times or whatever. And so, you know, I really don't believe there's anything such as friends anymore. As sad as that sounds. I got like the people that I known that I consider them friends or whatever. I don't know what they think about me, but I know some people they get down behind me, like for real. Like you to the extent that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like I really have some people that will get down. I just say it like that for a key for me, bro. Like trust me on that. You know what I'm saying? Off the muscle. You know what I mean? Que la machetean, tú sabes, no? Make sure y'all share this, man. Get it out to your peoples or whatever. But nah, I don't really give a fuck about people, but they definitely got a campaign going on about me. There's niggas that got talked down about me to make themselves look big. You know that's a sucker motherfucker. Motherfuckers got to throw a little cheap insults or whatever. But meanwhile, you got niggas like Myron Gaines sharing you on their podcast. Myron Gaines. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all, Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit. He shared the old gal. If you still here, he shared my motherfucking interaction with that girl on his channel. And everybody on his channel was saying, yo, she was in the wrong. You know what I mean? Everybody. So Javon came in and told me that earlier. I got to go over there and watch that shit for real. But shout out to Myron, man. Put me on his channel. I feel that. So I got some wins out of that just by being myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to change for niggas. I refuse to do that. Change for what? You know what I'm saying? Change for what? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'll stick with it. I got people you don't want to see, hon. Trust me on this. I done had niggas come in here before and tell you in chat room, yo, you do not realize who that guy knows. And they be thinking, oh, that little cute face nigga. I'm trying to tell you, man, let it go, bro. Let it go. You're not going to win. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win. Myron from Fresh and Fit podcast. Yeah, Fresh and Fit. They was a big deal. They broke up a little bit because, I'm going to tell you the story. So Myron, who is fresh of Fresh and Fit, I know he's fit of Fresh and Fit. As far as I know, they still do the podcast with the girls and everything like that or whatever. I actually like their show. They had a round table of girls. I want to explain it correctly. They have a round table of girls, right? And basically, they point subjects to the girls or whatever. They open it and honestly to be able to answer however they want to. And so they answer the questions or whatever the case may be. And sometimes it gets salacious and it gets a little bit too turned up. And what happens is one of the girls will get mad. Black, white, Puerto Rican, don't matter. They'll get mad and they'll start arguing with them. And they'll kick the girls out. They'll call the police on them. They'll give them all their stuff back. I watch this. I mean, if you watch the show, you'll see it. They give all the girls their stuff back or whatever. The problem with Myron was, and I think some people had with him, was the extremities of how he said some of the things that he said. But I think he said a lot of things he said out of frustration because of what he sees and how quickly it is and easily it is to remedy. And that's why I agree with him now. It's very easy to remedy a lot of the problems. The number one problem is you always have to regulate the women and the kids. They're the most important factor in the whole equation. But if you have men that are in group and they can't balance themselves economically or socially as a unison, as a collective group, then the women fell prey every time, meaning they have to depend on themselves now for the type of tutelage that they need. They have to depend on themselves now for their own type of ideology. They have to depend on themselves now for financial freedom and gain or whatever. Now, I see that, you know what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of the dudes day to day, and I'll be like, yo, you really talk like that? Even when I was your age, I ain't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, excuse me, I'm just throwing some lotion on my face. But sad enough as it may be, a lot of the dudes, I won't go as far as say that leading bullshit. Y'all ain't leading correctly, all that shit. I don't do that. But I will say, by example, I even watch how some dudes, they approach chicks or whatever. You know, it'd be like, damn, son, you got to say it like that, though. And they don't know no better. Because that's how other dudes that they've had example from, that's how they talk to girls. You see what I'm saying? And I know this well. A lot of dudes ain't grew up with fathers. They just grew up with mothers. And so that's why even the mothers, now that they're 40-something years old, 50-something years old, whatever, they think they're your mama too. Because they assume, well, you know what I mean? So some people going to get that what I'm saying or whatever, some people not. But Myron, he focuses on the emphasis of the problem. And I applaud that. I appreciate that. But I think that you need to be a little less harsh with it. I will say that much. But other than that, I think the realities he's bringing, what I mean less harsh with it, I mean just bring the facts. Because I'm direct. Just bring them facts that's set behind it every time. It'll shut the whole argument up. And hopefully then motherfuckers will listen. And I want to extend that. It goes to the white community too, because there's a terrible thing happening in the white community as well, where you've got white people starting to figure out that their white teens are butt shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Woo-hoo, let's go over here to Kentucky for the weekend, learn how to shoot some pistols, and then run up to a local Walmart and shoot it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what it is. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is happening in the white America too. So I just don't want to be the emphasis of the conversation to be on black Americans, but also on Latin Americans. There's a lot of Latin Americans out here that are claiming they're neo-Nazis now. Did you know that? Latinos, not Hispanics. Latinos, not Hispanics, claiming they are part of the... I got a video I can show y'all of a woman that dressed her child up as a Nazi soldier. Hitler and his soldiers that were remaining, I said Hitler too, they went to Argentina after World War II. Did you know that? They went to Argentina. They hid out in Argentina. SS soldiers. Spell his name so I can look him up because I'd like to see that video. You talking about, Jesus Christ, what I just said his name too and I just had a brain fart. Say it again, say it for me, the old gal, I'm sorry. Whose name do you want me to spell? I just saw your comment. Tell me whose name you want me to spell in a minute. I'll give it to you. But yeah, you know, There's a lot of people that we can include in this. Oh, Myron. Myrongaines. Gaines. Myron Gaines. I think he's from Sudan, if I'm correct. He's Sudanese. I believe that's what he's either Sudanese or Somali, one of the two. Somali people, they come in so many different arrays of looks and colors. Some look Arab, some look very blacks. You know what I mean? I think the girl that said she got hit with a brick in her face or whatever, I think they're from the same place, if I'm correct. If I might be mistaken, but I think I'm correct. I think she's from the same area that he's from, or the same city, or whatever originally. But Myron, he grew up here in Connecticut. He grew up in New Britain, if I'm correct. You know what I'm saying? Which is right up the road from here. When I first met him the other day, I said, yeah, I'm from Stanford. He said, oh, you live out in Stanford? Yeah, I was like, yeah. I said, I know you got to know where, you know what I'm saying, Stanford and Greenwich and all that is, if you know what I mean? So that was a blessing to meet him or whatever. But shout out to him, man. Yeah, his name is Myron Gaines. MYRONGAINES. Myron Gaines. Yes. Yeah, go check him out. He put the video up with me. You know what I'm saying? And he said I was defending him. Hell yeah, I'm gonna defend you. You fucking from the state, man. Fuck that. That's touty business. You know what I'm saying? That's touty business at that point. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck. Well, we could have been in Alaska. That's touty business. You know what I'm saying? You gotta live in New England, understand. But yeah, fuck that. At that point, it don't matter if you're from Hartford, Bridgeport. I don't give a fuck where you're from. It's Connecticut business. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing that shit. You're not gonna pop in that man's face and throw out some shit like that. The girl said that the man beat women on his podcast. I have been watching that podcast consistently for about 5 fucking years at least. And I ain't never seen him put it, even when women throw shit at him. I've seen women throw shit at him and assault him, but I've never seen him assault any women. I've seen him try to get them out the fucking apartment when they won't leave, but I ain't never seen him beat one of them. And I'll stand by that. So to put that out there is just madness, is just ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's not only that, it's unhealthy for the environment because it gives women the trajectory that men are out here just beating women randomly. And that's not the case. I know guys that I've known for I don't know how long, and I ain't never seen them beat no bitch's ass randomly. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I've seen niggas choke their chick and be like, put in the dope fiend. You know what I'm talking about? All right, bitch, calm down. You done broke 2 motherfucking bottles up here. You know what I'm saying? You throwing shit, calm the fuck down. I done seen niggas do that, and that could be mistaken as like beating a chick, but nah, I've seen a nigga really beat a bitch. Like, if you see that shit always stick in your mind. We fucked that nigga up too. On my mama. Anybody that know me, y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say the nigga name, but you know what I'm talking about. You were there. We stomped the fuck out that nigga. That nigga couldn't even get up. We stomped him so bad. And I know I'm incriminating myself saying that shit. It was me and 2 other people. Because the way that nigga was beating that nigga. That nigga was beating this girl. He hit her with a bottle, start off, okay? He hit her with a bottle. I'm talking about a bottle, like a wine bottle kind of. He hit her with it. She went, boop, fell out. Then he started kicking her and shit. And so we come around the corner, we just run into it, but we know shorty that he doing it to. Yo, son, that's what this flipped at him. That's why I'm saying, like, niggas be talking about, I don't do it. See that? See how that just fell right there? That's God talking to me. He's like, don't say too much. Yo, for real, we did him dirty. We had to. But we walked around the corner and we seen shorty. We know shorty. She's a black female. Start whooping this nigga, bro. I'm talking about, like, we did this nigga dirty. Like, that nigga did not get up. We thought we had killed the nigga, but he was all right. Fuck that nigga. And I never spoke to that nigga ever again after that. That happened, like, nah, don't even say that. It happened in New York. Let me put it that way. I ain't gonna say where it happened, but niggas that know, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, a lot of people spell their names different. I know it because that could sound like Ganes, but it's Gaines. Exactly. You're exactly right on that one. You don't ever come around me tell me we ain't do nothing for no black chick shit. Don't ever come around me that shit. I I done fixed up black women, put black women in the finest of motherfucking clothes. It's chicks that will come on this motherfucker and attest to that shit. This nigga bought me new gear and everything. Now long, excuse my French, you know how long I've been holding down bitches? Like, you have no clue. I've been holding down bitches for years. Like, for real, son. When you get to the point where you get tired of it, like, motherfucker, after a minute, you get tired of taking care of a chick. Like, I don't care what nobody say. After, like, you do it like 4 or 5 times with different women, you just get to a point, you be like, man, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Where that $40 at? I'm about to go out here and find me a hooker. I don't want to get to that point, but it be going down like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, times is different now. This ain't like 10, 15 years ago. You looking for a wife nowadays is a little bit harder. It is. Most of the girls, a lot of them, as we saw with Cassie, is ran through by the time they 30. I said, God damn. Y'all ain't hear the testimony? She said she had sores in her mouth. She was sucking so much during the trial this past week. And I'm like, God damn, I didn't even know that was possible. And I said, nah, honey, that sounds like the herpes. So she was like, at that time, she had to be like, she's 38 now. She had to be like 31, 32. So when that stuff was going on, she was like 28, 29 years old, right? So that means she was ran through by the time she was 30, son. And that's the case with a lot of these chicks. Like, that's why I tell you, beware of chicks that say they got a history with OnlyFans. That's going to be the first thing you should ask a broad nowadays. Have you ever done any OnlyFans work? And if you have, what? I'm going to say that to y'all one more time. Ask a chick, have you ever done any OnlyFans work? And if you have, what? Ask what she's done on there. You'll find out a lot of things. Like I said, I'm just chit-chatting right now. We went over the Justin Bieber thing. Him and his allegations, the allegations are put towards him that he was touched by somebody, including Puff, have now been proven as being false and faux based off his own admission. So I don't want to hear no more about Justin Bieber talking about he's being touched. Anytime somebody bring that up in the future, it's because you're not in the know. Yeah, dig? For real. Other than that, man, I'll just, like I said, y'all just make sure that y'all pay attention to what's going on in this case with Puff and everything like that. Make sure you pay attention and see none of these chicks are lying on them. You know what I'm saying? Having their own admission of things or whatever, as you've seen so clearly. You can't say that you was involved in the freak off and you was involved in the get down and turn around and say you was a victim. And for you men out there, y'all watch when y'all hanging with these chicks nowadays. These chicks is vicious. Your whole motherfucking life could be turned upside down from fucking with the wrong chick. You understand me? Do y'all understand? Like, if you ain't never listened to nothing else, I know motherfuckers that were 25 years old, had a hair full of gray hair because of all the shit they went through with a chick. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all watch these chicks, especially if you out here flossy, you saucy, you getting money. You understand what I'm saying? Especially that way. You got to watch what you dealing with, because a lot of these chicks mean you no good, young men. They were raised by mamas that were thoughts, that were 34-year-old grandmothers and shit. A lot of these hoes, not all of them, but a lot of these hoes mean you no good. And a lot of them you meet platonically as friends. I wish you suck-ass motherfucking niggas would stop trying to do everything and anything for them and not knowing their full, total intentions. Oh, she's a good person. Why? Well, she talks real articulate, so she must be a really nice person. She talks with a good octave. Let me tell you something, right? That's how the devil fooled every motherfucker out here. The devil said, when the devil comes back, you will not even recognize he's a devil, because he'll be in the form of the most beautiful angel you ever seen in your life. Well, many of y'all know the history of the devil. The devil was the second in command, and he was part of the leader of God's choir. Lucifer, yeah? That's what it said. So with that being said, he had the most beautiful voice out of all the angels. As long as he can recreate that through imagery, he knows how to fool all of you. So I'm just saying to you, be careful of the bitches that you listening to and what you hear these bitches saying, and be more fruitful in your motherfucking application of these hoes. I'm not talking about the women and the ladies, the hoes. I want to be very specific. Watch for your fucking participation in advocating these hoes, because a lot of y'all do that shit. Y'all get attached to these hoes because she's got a nice voice and she talks real nice, and then they're doppelganging and copying what they think that's what that voice sounds like. You ever, like, let me tell you what I mean. A motherfucker can think in their mind, right? This is the way that people that talk proper, this is how they act. And so they'll start adding on things that they presume into the personality. So if they presume that, okay, well, a person that's really decadent, that they'll wear this type of dress and dress this way and talk this way and do like this and da. And then when you really get around the people that really act like that, you understand what I'm saying? And really from that, like, let me show you what I mean. Y'all follow me. Let me show y'all something. When you get areas where people really, really like that, what you quick to find out is, oh shit, people ain't like that. They don't even give a shit about that shit. Because trust me, most of the people in my area talk like me. Let me show you something beautiful here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm gonna try to show you as best as I can. Turn this around here. That's my view right there. Isn't that beautiful? There's some water right here if y'all can't see it. It's a little dark. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. It's all the waterway right here. That's the highway right there. Right behind there's a train station, as you guys can see. It's just a beautiful area here. You know what I mean? This is the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, you know what I mean? Yeah, I want to see a little bit more. This is the suburbs, you dig? So, like I said, I'm at home tonight. I ain't going nowhere tonight. I was chilling. I've been running all this week. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Let me take my ass down, go to sleep. We figure it out tomorrow, you dig? But you guys, you gotta start trying to emulate all these personalities and shit like that to try to fit in, and start being yourself. All this decadent shit or whatever is making you weak, make you look like punks too. And the most other society, they look at you and they see what you're trying to do and how you're trying to emulate them, and they laugh at you. Be yourself. Be yourself, and stop supporting women and men who do ratchet behavior because you think it's cute. Like that girl that jumped in my face and jumped in Myra's face. Take it for what it is. Y'all know damn well if you've never seen the show, then or you can't verify nothing like that. Two, if you don't know who that man is and you just jumping down because the accusations put upon from some woman, then you out of line too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta stop trusting these bitches on everything they say, B. A lot of these bitches be foul, my nigga, like foul. And they know they foul. And they use their pussy, their temptations, their looks, or whatever the fuck else they gotta use to try to get over on niggas. And I'm trying to tell y'all stop being fooled by these bitches because they look cute or they talking real good here on YouTube, son. I'm telling you. A bitch will be your demise, my nigga. Niggas have fallen over bitches. You understand what I'm saying? Look, however you feel about Puff, you gotta understand this is a multi-billionaire. He fell up behind what? A bitch. I'm not calling her a bitch. I'm just saying a bitch. He fell because of a bitch. You understand what I'm saying? Take it all the way back with what's that bitch's name? Everybody hold her so revered. Cleopatra. You know what I'm saying? Cleopatra. Oh my God. There's so many women that have been the end of men. It's ridiculous. Harvey Weinstein, he saw his end because of women. Just numerous men throughout history have lost everything they had behind a woman. You understand what I'm saying? Behind a woman. She had Mark Anthony kill this man. Y'all know the story. Behind her ascent to try to reach the kingdom. A woman will take you out, my nigga, to reach her ascent to her kingdom. All right? She will use you to ascend to her kingdom. Mark Anthony at one time in history thought the same thing, that he was in love. You cannot be in love with a woman, my friend, that is asking you to murder her current beau. You cannot be in love with a woman or adorn a woman who is asking you to do nefarious things in order to get ahead for herself and herself only, and utilize you along the way to get ahead. Don't allow women to make you weak and cumbersome and abandon your manhood. And I'm not talking about sexually. I'm talking about mentally. These women got y'all abandoning y'all manhood in preference of femininity. And y'all don't even realize it. These women got y'all online right now so mesmerized by trying to be a part of them because what you see is dominance, and that's the part about it. Yo, y'all hear me right? Some of these men, they look at these women as being dominant. Y'all never want to have that conversation, do you? Some of these men look at the women as being dominant and they want to be a part of their dominancy. You understand what I'm saying? That's a weak motherfucker right there. I wish I would go butter up under a bitch, because that's why so many of these niggas sleeping in a bitch house right now. I gotta be honest with you. I ain't even gonna hold you. Some of your hoes listen to me right now. Got a nigga right now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. In your house. Nigga ain't on least the first. Chilling with a PlayStation 5 controller. Look, 2 people logged off. I'm talking about you, huh? Oh, shit. Shit is hilarious. Shit is hilarious. Y'all want to walk with me, man? I'm about to go to the crib, man. It's cold out this motherfucker now. Ooh, I came back outside for a minute because it started raining, too. And my soul said, don't go nowhere today, sir. Stay at home. Be warned. So I said, nah, I'm going to go home. It's getting late out here. Anyway, niggas is becoming dependent on bitches so much that they actually becoming the bitches. Right? It must be talked about. Y'all ain't seen this shit been going on lately? Like, niggas is dependent on, like, I understand now why it's hard to see a nigga like me and believe the shit you seeing, because, like, check it out. Niggas is, like, linking up with bitches so deep. Niggas is living with bitches, living off bitches, driving a bitch's car. It's like Jody 3.0 baby boy out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, ladies, I'm gonna speak for y'all a little bit because I see some of this shit y'all talk about, and it helps me none if this is the way y'all judging scale is going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it helps me none. So I feel them. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. You know what I mean? I understand them, but it's the way the economy is. The economy is fucked up out here. You know what I'm saying? For men in general. So if you ain't got your own thing going, or you ain't I'm gonna say pre-pandemic had something going, it's really hard to pick up. The general demand for skills is at an all-time. I just read recently that 106,000 black women got laid off in America in the past, like, I think it was like a month and a half or something like that. That's crazy. So that same recession is starting to hit y'all too. See what I'm saying? So a lot of women, let me put it in perspective for you. A lot of women that was out here with their chest out talking about, yay for Jay, they starting to get hit too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand the market. Black women made up the biggest mortgage losses and evictions so far this year. Y'all gonna look these numbers up, it's there. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta take a step back and be like, well, am I doing as great as I think I am? Look, I don't know how great you think you're doing if you're a single mom, you got 2 kids, and you work in one job, you barely get to see your kids. That's not a great life. At that point, the babysitter or your mom's is the kids rearing. You understand what I'm saying? They raising your kids. You ain't raising your kids. Whoever watching them kids is raising your kids. You understand what I'm saying? I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. That's why you'll see a lot of times it ain't good to have kids when you're young. Let me tell you why I say this. Because usually what I've seen, when you have kids when you're young, what happens is you end up prioritizing working instead of building skills. So at 20, 30 something years old, those are the ages you're supposed to be building skills. You understand what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be going to college, trade school, whatever you're doing. Now you can do it in your 40s and your early 50s as well, but 20 and 30 is the prime years to do that. Now, myself and a couple other people that I know, they did those things. I was running around the country working for a company at 20-something and 30-something. So, but some people didn't. I know some dudes, They ain't never had a bank account until they was 40 something. Factory. I know some dudes, they never had a rental history until they was 40 something. Factory. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do tell dudes, listen, if you younger, you got the advantage, don't go have no kids. I know all that shit look cute and everything. I got the little wifey. At 20 something, even 30 something. 9 times out of 10, you ain't staying with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Trust me on it. Sometimes it work out. But 9 times out of 10, you ain't staying with her. You're gonna end up being a single pops, she gonna end up being a single mom. There's too much out there in life to see. See what I'm saying? So I wouldn't suggest that for the young boys if you asking. And I'm talking about those young boys out there that's like, I don't know. How old are they now having kids? Like 16 still? You like 16, even 15, something like that. And the girls too. Don't do it. Don't do it. Trust me. You'll literally regret it. If you don't believe me, ask a teen mom, single mom, how she feel. See what answer she give you. Someone will say, yeah, I'm glad I did. But a lot of them will say, no, I didn't. And they're going to end up working every day, that manual job, trying to take care of them kids, and it just ain't going to work. Whew, it ain't going to work. What y'all talking about in here? All right. Y'all got quiet up in this bitch, huh? I'm walking right now, y'all. Hold on, let me see what y'all talking about. I forgot to turn on all the comments. What y'all saying in here? Oh, okay. That's the old gal. Yeah, so I would suggest to young boys, live your life. Live your 20s and 30s real quick, B. You understand? Have some fun, enjoy life. Live the most. Don't be out here with these hood booger shit. That's the best way I could put it. These hood booger broads. They don't mean you no good, G. No good. Woo. I'm shaking and moving right now. I'm trying to get back to the crib. Whew. It had started raining earlier. I was like, oh, shit. Let me get to the crib, bro. Man, I'm not trying to get caught in the rain. Now it's breezy out here. All right, I'm at the crib. Woo. I was all the way across town, really. Y'all ain't saying in the chat. What's wrong? Everybody quiet? Nobody want to hit the like button? Word. These niggas hate me. All right, y'all. Y'all still there? What's up? Y'all ain't saying nothing, so I ain't saying nothing. All right. Y'all say something to me, I say something. Like I'm talking to myself. I must have a lot of people that don't like me watching me. That shit is weird as fuck. Woo. Hold on 1 second.
I had zipped this shit up. It's breezy as fuck out here right now. I don't know why it's so chilly out this bitch. That's why I said, let me get the fuck up. Go home. I want something to eat too. One second, y'all. Use y'all nigga something. Alright, I'm back, y'all. Still here? Alright. That's what's up. Whew. So that's all I wanted to say to young boys. I was like, don't go out here having babies with these bum bitches. Even your mama will tell you that. Oh, shit. Some of y'all ladies did get with that one aunt. It was like 60 something. But get with that one aunt. It was like 60 something, right? Talk to her. I'm not talking about the fucked up aunt that was a thot. I'm talking about the aunt that's been married for like 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Talk to that aunt. Yeah, yeah, man. I took a shortcut. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't nobody drive up here. Niggas drive up here, but I ain't driving. Everywhere I go, it's urban. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, ain't no reason for me to have a car right now. Like, in other words, where I go to and where I frequent, it ain't like parking or whatever. Everybody up here take Uber, son. Like, I don't know. Ain't what we do up here, really. Niggas, you know, that's the life they want. That's what they want. That ain't my priority right now. My priority is different shit. When shit get around, get the mods, you know, we back up. You know what I mean? Just gotta wait it out. Definitely niggas on here on YouTube ain't gonna let a nigga win, so it is what it is. But I definitely gotta go do this. What the fuck it called? This follower list. And get rid of some of these niggas. I got niggas that don't like me watching me. They ain't saying nothing in the chat. And they just waiting for the right moments to pick the right moments to come in and say some smart shit. I told you, that's what I'm up against here on YouTube. It's like, I got stalkers and weirdo niggas. Niggas just don't like me, let me follow them. Crazy shit. Niggas stop it, bro. Hold on 1 second. See what this nigga was doing. This nigga drunk as hell. Make sure that nigga ain't fall. This nigga walked past me, he was drunk as shit. Always bumped into me and everything. Like, nigga, you got to fall over. You ever seen that when little niggas get drunk? It's so funny as shit. Look, this nigga was little as fuck. You gonna take your little ass home somewhere? I'm gonna hurt you, boy. Too small to be out here, Pee-wee. Too small. Oh, shit. Alright, so I'm about to walk up to my homeless shelter. I mean, my crib. Oh, shit. Should be funny. Yeah, give me a sec. I'm just walking into my crib. When I get back in the crib, I'm gonna start talking again. Give me a second. See, I know I don't live in no shitty neighborhood. If y'all wonder why it's dark, it's because one of the street lights burnt out or something like that. They probably got to fix it though. That's why it's like that. Hold on. Did you stay right here, Paula? Stay right here. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. What's going on, Paula? Yeah, Paula, we were just talking about that earlier, about the chick at the courthouse and the whole nine or whatever, whatever. Yeah, she was bugged out, man. I was more concerned because the woman that was assisting her, but I think at the time didn't know what was going on really like that. I just want to say I ain't got nothing against her. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Anyway, y'all, I'm back in the house. I'm gonna call it a wrap for the night. Like I don't get no support on here. I've been on here for like 2.5 hours, so I usually don't stay on here past 2 hours if I ain't getting no financial support. It is what it is. So I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night, and thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you too, Paula, for tuning in. I'll talk to y'all later.